Uh, okay.
Yeah, Sanjana, so you're recording on your device, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay. So, like you've seen in the video, they've used only 6 slides, but they're still able to communicate it within 1 minute. So, this is something we want you to do as well. I'll just show you another example here. One. By 2011, English accepted the world's most famous country, claiming simply includes the region and race and religion. Other numbers can offer innovative solutions, reducing the carbon footprint. It's very the system. Even the system is one of the extra platform for sharing electric vehicles with smart waste management potential and optimize routes. While both the Yatra are positive, these cost recovery standards in team workshops. Environment 2047. So you can see again that very few slides were used, but we were able to understand the entire solution very well. So this is something that we want you to do also. And yeah, so these were just two examples. Yeah, so that's just the outcome of the fifth step, which is video generation. So before we move on to the final step, we'll just address a few more questions and then we'll look at how we can share the content and upload and promotion, things like that. Priyanshi ma'am, can we look at some questions?
Yes, sure, Sanjana. Just a second, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, some students are asking where they have to upload the video. So we will explain that tomorrow and day after and the following days. Basically, just to give you an idea, we will be sharing a form link ahead on the days of the event. You will be uploading the video there. Then we will upload it on YouTube and share the link with you. That is the one that you need to promote. So we will give you all this guidance on the days of the event. Please don't worry about it right now. Some students are asking if you could recap the biomimicry topic as they didn't understand it fully.
Okay. Uh, so what I mean by biomimicry is I'm mimicking nature or I'm imitating something that I see found in nature. So here I have shown a few examples where they've kind of tried to imitate the shape of a honeycomb to create some nice designs. So there's a bookshelf here, there's clothing, and there are even buildings which are inspired by honeycombs. So basically, getting inspired from nature and creating something that has a form that is similar to what is found in nature is what is biomimicry. So I want all of you to go through this link that I mentioned, that is asknature.org. It has a lot of very nice examples uh, about how designs have been created. I can probably show a couple more examples as well. So, something we saw earlier was how the snail's shell was inspired to create a robot. Let's look at another idea as well. Um, Right. So here they've been inspired by corals and they've tried to put that in their design process as well. So they've kind of done reef restoration technique, which is inspired by coral's healing properties. So I want all of you to go through these examples that are given here. You'll understand biomimicry much better. And don't worry, we'll also be giving you some more examples on the day of the hackathon. Yes, so here they've tried to study how the pine cone opens and closes, and they've tried to integrate that into their design as well. So this is all something very interesting, and I want all of you to go through it. Yes, you can continue, ma'am.
Yes, some more questions. Do we only have to use the prompts given or can we use anything?
So the prompts that are given are designed to help you go in the right direction. So please use those prompts. Once you've used those, if you still feel you need additional information, then you can use some other prompts as well.
Alvin, please stop sending the form so many times. I'm reading your question. You need to give us some time, right? Because the session has to happen and then there will be a doubt session. Please stop repeating your question. Can it be promoted on Instagram? No, it will be promoted on YouTube. And we will give you guidance about that. Please don't worry about the promotion right now. Please focus on the training. Do we have to make two different videos on two different days? No, you will be working on the same video on both the days as there are many steps to be followed, like ma'am said. Um, Voice maker limit is of 250 characters. So how do we do the whole 1 minute video?
So what you need to do is so suppose you have 5 or 6 different slides, then you'll create 5 different audios for that. So you'll be able to put one audio for each of your slides. That'll total up to 60 seconds.
Yeah. Then if you should wear school uniform, I'm sure you must be requiring to wear that, but please ask school related questions to your teachers. And you will get two. So for North Campus, Saturday and Sunday is your event. You will get only 2 days to work on your event. Entire 2 days will be utilized for the video, and you need to submit your video on Sunday, end of day. We will inform you about the timings and everything. So by 4:30, usually the submission should happen. But we will explain all of that tomorrow. Do we have to make a video or a slide presentation for the final outcome?
The final outcome is the video. This video will be comprising of your 6 slides, but once you put the audio, it will be a 1 minute video that you need to submit.
When will we get the toolkit?
Toolkit you'll be getting tomorrow or on the day of the hackathon, and it will be the first thing that's given to you once the topic for the entire hackathon is announced.
Can we use, okay, so this question has been repeating a lot. Can we use any other app to make the video other than Canva?
No, please make the video using Canva and follow the template.
Please listen to the questions. Everybody's asking the same question. You have to use only and only Canva and only the template provided by us. Ma'am, in a team, how many members should explain about the presentation? Is any explanation required?
So you won't be physically present to explain it to us, which is why you have the opportunity to create an audio. If you want, you could record multiple voices to explain the project, but the entire video should just be 1 minute.
Okay. How to send the video after finishing the video. So right now, please focus on how to which tools to use. We will inform you about these things later. Like I said, you will be submitting it in a form, but that's on the end of the day, end of the event. So if the event is on Saturday and Sunday, on Sunday evening you will be submitting. You will be submitting on Sunday. How many products can we make for the problem?
So the final outcome will be just one product or one design. But before you land on that, you will have to come up with multiple different ideas, like 10 or 30 different ideas, and then you'll have to choose one of those.
Okay, Dhyan, we have covered this question multiple times. So you tell me, is it necessary to make it exactly 1 minute? You tell me the answer for this. Can we continue the project once we reach home? For North Campus students, on day one, you can do that. On day two, you will need to submit it, so that won't be possible. Um, okay, yeah. Okay, somebody called Vivi has asked, could you share day one questions? It's shared on the chat box. Please refer. No, you can't upload it on Instagram. People are asking if you can upload the video on Instagram. No.
So the final step is the upload and promotion part of it. So please wait. If you have any doubts regarding the first 5 steps, then you can ask that now.
Could you explain the documentation step again? I didn't understand it.
Okay. So,
Before that,
hmm,
yeah, ma'am. Before that, I'll also cover some more questions.
yeah.
How can we make animated video, for example, the moving mechanisms on the Bharat booster video?
Okay. So those are something which are available in Canva itself. If you go to elements and search for whatever image you want, some of those will be animated by themselves. So you don't have to do anything extra. So yeah, the entire video was created using Canva. So everything that's there will be available in Canva also.
Yes. We are answering all questions only if they're repeating. Even if they're repeating, I'm actually answering them. So please be patient. Anshuman, you have not asked any other question apart from why your question is not being answered. So I don't see any other question from your name unless you have submitted in another name. So please ask the question. Should we create personas or will it be created? And
You'll have to,
what do personas mean?
okay, so personas you'll have to create by yourself. And personas are just characters that you create, which will help you understand the user group better. So, like I showed you here, in this example, two different personas have been created. That is a girl who's 20 years old and a man who's 35 years old. And that helps us understand what the problem is and what the users really require to solve that problem. So this is something that you'll have to create yourself. It won't be created for you, and it will depend on your problem. So your personas will be very different from another team's personas.
Yesterday during the session of Voice Maker, I couldn't understand the Indian accent. How to get the Indian accent?
Okay, so at the top of Voice Maker, you'll have the option to change voices. If you go to that, you'll be able to select Indian accent voices as well. If you're still confused, you could look at the recording that will be shared with you shortly and follow along with that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, ma'am. That's all for now. We can take after some
Okay.
time.
Okay. I think there was a question about documentation. So let me just recap that really quickly. What you need to do in your documentation is create a nice rendered image of your final product. So for that, like we learned in Viscom, you'll have to create an outline of the product and you'll have to put that in Viscom to generate a digital image. You'll be able to create some catchy names for that product as well. and you'll be creating a slide as the final outcome, which shows the rendered image and some information about what features it has or what purpose it's serving. So these are two examples of the outcome of the fourth step. So now I'll move on to the final step, which is step 6, and that is uploading and promotion. So this is the last step you'll be doing once the video is created. Once that is done, you'll all be given a Google form in which you'll have to submit your final video. You'll also have to submit individual slides after each of your steps have been completed. And the final submission will be your video, which is for 1 minute. And you'll be submitting that using the Google form link that will be giving you. And this will be on the day of the hackathon. So once you've submitted, we will take approximately 10 days to process those videos, and then we'll be putting those up in the DQ Labs YouTube channel. So they'll be displayed as shorts in the DQ Labs YouTube channel, and then all of you will have access to share and promote your videos through the links that we'll be sharing with you. So again, let me repeat, you will have a Google form link that will be given to you in which you submit your video. And after approximately 10 days, we'll be uploading those videos on YouTube, the DQ Labs YouTube channel, and we'll be sharing the links with you as well. So you'll be free to share and promote those videos and see how many likes you can get. And as a bonus, there'll be a special prize awarded to the team which gets the most number of likes and shares. So you can promote it as soon as we share the links. Uh, yeah, so that's it. I'll just be showing you an example of how the video will be looking like once we put it on YouTube. Using Right, so this is the YouTube shorts that all of you will be able to view your videos in. Your team number will be displayed here, and you'll be able to share your videos with anyone you wish to, and you'll be able to get more likes and comments on those videos. So we'll be closely monitoring all of this, and we'll be deciding and judging your videos based on the promotion criteria as well. Okay. Uh, I have a couple more points to cover regarding the judging criteria. So we'll just finish that and then we'll take the final FAQ towards the end.
Yeah,
Okay. Right. So one last thing I would like to summarize is that we really require some in-depth solutions and not superficial solutions. So what we mean by that is we want you all to strictly follow the template. That's the Canva template that's given to you. And if you do not follow the template or if we feel that there's a mismatch happening, we won't be able to process your video and we won't be able to judge it as well. The next point is we really require a very specific problem statement. It shouldn't be a very generic problem statement. So let me explain that through an example. What I mean by a mediocre or a generic statement is if you say that you want to solve diabetes, then that's a very wide topic and it's very difficult to understand what you really want to do. But if you specify it a little more by saying something like you want to look at the problem of diabetes where there's a problem of storing insulin at certain temperatures, then that's more of a specific problem statement. So that is something that we are looking for and not generic statements. Again, looking at data, we want numeric data. For example, you could say something like 20% or 60%, or in numbers like 20 million, 30 lakhs, etc. When you're addressing a point, if you're very generic about it by saying a lot of people do this or most of people do this, then that won't have so much value. So we want you to use Copilot to get really strong numerical data points. And we also want very specific ideas when you're iterating. We do not want abstract ideas which are very wide. And we want the research to be deep and relevant as well. So, like we have shown in the steps, if you follow the process, you will automatically be getting deep, relevant research. If you do not follow the process, it's quite possible that you end up with shallow research and solutions, which is not what we are looking for. And we also want professional AI images and not some silly AI generated images. So, what I mean by that is this is an example of a professional AI image that was generated using the sketch here. So, we're looking for something like this. Please don't generate random silly AI images just because you have a nice prompt. We are looking for some really good quality images as well. And like we discussed about graphic design in the yesterday's session, we want some good graphic design slides with minimal text and more pictures. Uh, and we also want a good quality voiceover. So if it's not audible or if it's a very fast-paced voiceover where we can't understand what you're saying, then that will not really help us understand your design. So once you do the audio, we want you to hear it yourself 2, 3 times so you'll understand if it's a good quality video or not. And that's what we want you to submit as well. Right. So the last part I'll be discussing today is what is the judging criteria for this competition. So the first point is relevance to the theme. The theme will be announced on the day of the hackathon. So your problem and solution should be related to the theme. So the theme for the examples that I had shown you before was Viksit Bharat, which is developing Bharat or developed Bharat. So the solutions and the problems were also related to developing India. So similarly, once the theme for this hackathon is announced, we want the problem and solution to be related to that. The next one is innovativeness of idea. How innovative is it and how unique is your solution? After that, it's the overall presentation. How good is your video and how good are your slides that you've presented? And whether you've followed the 6 steps correctly or not. If you've not followed the 6 steps correctly, then we'll be able to make that out by looking at your video. So we won't be able to judge it accurately. And we'll also be looking at the total likes, shares, and comments that you get. And the level 2 judging criteria is again innovation and creativity. How creative are you in your solutions and how much impact are you creating on society as well? Are you really addressing a problem that is relevant for today or not? Is what we'll be seeing. We'll also be looking at feasibility and practicality. That is your solution possible? Is it practically possible to make your solution? Or if it's something very abstract that is not feasible, then we won't be able to judge it. The next criteria is scalability and sustainability. So that is how environment friendly is your product and how accurately can you produce it so many people will be able to access it. The last criteria is user experience and accessibility. That is how will the people experience it, how will they use it, and how will they access it, and if it's accessible to everyone. So these are the criteria that we'll be looking at for judging. We'll be repeating the same points on the day of the hackathon as well, so don't worry. But yeah, so that's the end of day 3, and we can look at a few FAQs right now. Ma'am, are there other doubts? Priyanshi, ma'am?
Yeah, Sanjana, do you want to go over the doubts?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, some students are asking, um, they didn't understand design brief creation in the sub steps. Could you explain it again in the fifth step?
Uh, okay. So the design brief creation was actually in the first step. Right. So it was the fifth sub
Fifth
step.
step.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so what I mean by design brief is it will be a single line that is stating your problem. So when you're listing down your problems, it's possible that you have put in a lot of words to explain what you want to say. But when you create a design brief, it just means that you're creating one single line which tells you the entire problem. So, for example, here, this managing resource depletion and waste generation is a design brief. It's a problem statement that is being told in just one single sentence, and it's helping us understand the entire problem very easily. So, this is something that you'll have to create, or even enhancing Indian agriculture. This is a design brief.
Ma'am, so we could do one thing. Can you just show all the slides once from the beginning?
Hmm.
So they can take a screenshot of it, those who want to take a screenshot and understand the steps. Like for example, this slide.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you all can take a screenshot of this if you require. Many people have asked doubts on some of the steps in terms of what the step is. So please take screenshots. Ma'am, you can do that for each slide and give few
Yeah.
seconds so they
Yeah.
can see.
Sure.
Okay, meanwhile, I'll also ask some of the other questions. Can we
Hmm.
change the time of each slide on Canva? Can the seconds be different for each slide?
Yes, you can. You just need to click on the slide, and you'll be able to change the duration. So each slide need not be the same number of seconds.
Day three recording will be shared, but it will be shared tomorrow. So North Campus students, you will not get time to see it because your event is tomorrow. Chimney Hills students can have a look at the recording. It'll be shared tomorrow.
But don't worry, we'll all be there to guide you, and there'll
Yes.
be a lot of mentors as well. So if you have any doubts, we'll be there to assist you.
Some students want a small recap. Okay, we can look at the recap at the end. It is compulsory to bring a laptop. Please pay attention to the doubts. We have covered a lot of the ones that you're asking. Ma'am, is the presentation complete
Yes, it's
from
done.
your end?
Yeah.
Okay, so those who don't have any doubts, yes, you can leave. Dhruv Acharya has asked this, so you can, if you don't have doubts, you can leave. Please take screenshots if you require for any of this. Please fill the day three questionnaire. It's put over here. I've also put it on the chat. Okay, those who have questions, you can ask. Do we have a goal of number of likes or views?
There is no goal. You're free to promote it as much as you want.
Yeah. Can you send the link of the Canva presentation you did? No, this presentation will be with us, but we will be sharing again with you during the event, so don't worry, we will be there. In the voice maker, is it compulsory to use only an Indian accent or can we use another accent?
You're free to use any accent you want.
Will the competition be after school hours also? So, like I've explained earlier, on day one, it will be there. You can go home and prepare. On day two, you will have to submit it. So, you won't get time to go home and submit. For Chimney Hills, it's a different format as explained earlier. Panav has said that he has not understood any of the steps of the hackathon. Don't worry, you can take a screenshot and you can rewatch the video as well. You are asking the same question from day one, you have said, but today only we have done the presentation of this. We don't have a goal for number of likes and views. Some students are asking if you can explain voice maker.
Okay, so voice maker we have already explained in yesterday's session. Like we have mentioned, we will be sharing the link to that recording soon.
I've
So if you
shared
have,
it already actually, so please have a look at that. It will be difficult to explain it again.
yes.
Can we upload the YouTube link in other social media platforms? See, please don't worry about your 1 minute video right now. That is not the focus of this training. The focus is how to use the tools and what are the tools to be used. One question is, should we be using all the tools?
Yes, so we have designed the hackathon in such a way that you'll be benefiting from all these tools and we'll be explaining in which order you'll have to use it in as well. So it's preferable that you use all of them.
Last year, I've seen your question. Please don't repeat it. It takes time to cover all questions. There are 500 questions. Don't repeat. So the question is, will the team be reselected? Because in Euroschool North Campus, the teams have already been made.
Okay,
You
why
will be
should they?
using the teams itself, the teams that are already made itself. Don't worry about that. You can't post it in your own YouTube channel. DQ will post it on their channel. How will you receive comments? You will receive comments on the YouTube channel itself. Please don't worry about the promotion. We will explain that. How to join voices of paragraphs in Voice Maker because the limit is only of 250 words. Same question.
You don't have to join it in Voice Maker. You can put it together in Canva itself.
Could you repeat how many problems we are going to get?
Just one theme and one problem and one solution.
Should we submit the video array? Same questions. Okay. Yeah, you will submit it on Sunday. One video only. How can we get the labelings in Viscom?
Uh, okay, you can't get labelings in Viscom if this is what you're talking about. So you'll have to put these in Canva.
Okay, those who don't have doubts, you can please leave. Likhit, please stop spamming. Some people are asking if you can show step 5 again. Please refer the video for that. She can show the step 5 slide. You can take a screenshot of that. Link of Canva presentation cannot be shared. Can you show first level screening? Day 3 recording will be shared tomorrow, students. The day 3 is not over, right? Only once the meeting is over, the recording will get uploaded. It'll be shared tomorrow.
And
Will
we'll
the
also be
prompts be
talking,
provided?
yeah, we'll also be talking about these steps in detail on the day of the hackathon also. So you can pay attention to that.
In Canva, when we increase or decrease the length of the sound, the length of the video also changes. Please help.
Yes, so when you change the audio, the length of the duration of the video will also change depending on the duration of your audio. So if you have a shorter audio, you can have a shorter video, but if the audio is longer, then the video will also be that long.
Okay. Those whose doubts are cleared, you can please leave, and we'll see you tomorrow for North Campus. Outcome. Panchveer Singh, you're asking the outcome of the innovation hackathon. We have already explained it. It's the 1 minute video. Please refer the chat box. Will the prompts be provided? Please don't ask the
Yes.
same questions. Please don't worry about promotion of the video. As I said earlier, we will look into it later. If you can upload on your channel also, I don't think so. You have to upload it on YouTube. We will be uploading it on YouTube and you have to share that link because the likes are based on the link that we share. Again, I said, please don't worry about the promotion. That'll happen. Okay, those who are raising their hands here, please ask the doubts on the form. Those whose doubts are cleared, you can leave. We will meet you tomorrow. Are there any points which will disqualify us?
Yes, so like I've shown in this slide here, you could probably take a screenshot as well. If you follow all the points to the right, then it will be a nice presentation.
Okay, yes, ma'am, I think we have covered everything from our end. Manita, if you see any question that we have not covered, please ask. How do we download images from the Ask Nature webpage?
You don't have to download any images. That resource was given to you so you could read up a little and understand biomimicry. That's it.
Arindam has asked, could you please answer the questions of the form once again? There are 700 questions. I cannot repeat that. Please ask the doubt that you have. How do we get
Someone,
labels in Viscom? Amogha, we have covered this. Ma'am, can you please answer that again?
sorry, could you repeat the question?
How do we get the labelings in Viscom?
Okay, so like I said, you won't be able to get the labelings in Viscom. You'll have to just get the image and then you'll label it in Canva.
Okay. Ma'am, can you show the sub steps for 3, 4, and 6 steps because some people could not take the screenshots?
Okay.
You mentioned about having 30 solutions. Is it necessary to make 30 solutions for the problem?
It's better to create as many solutions as possible so that your final outcome will be the best out of those.
Other than laptop, are we supposed to carry anything else?
Uh, Maybe just some paper and pencil.
Yeah, some basic stationery will be sufficient. Should the personas be of real person or is it something that we have to create?
It can be of real people if you know a little about them, but otherwise you can create those personas yourself.
Is DQ Labs coming next year? We'll see that next year, guys. Explain understanding specific versus common needs.
Okay, so what I mean by that is specific needs are those which are very specific to just one person or a small user group, and common needs are those which are common to all users. So you'll have to kind of distinguish between the two and see how impactful your solution can be.
Does it have to be everyone's problem or every child's problem?
Uh, I mean,
Mm.
it need not be just for children. The
It
problem
can
can
be
be
for
by any user group.
What is the tool which has a pencil as its logo in step 3?
Oh, that just means you need to draw it. It's not a tool.
Social media promotion is not good. Please check for this. What if they copy? No, nobody will copy because the uploading will happen later on. Don't worry about that. We'll look into that. Okay. Please, those who don't have doubts, you can leave. Could you show the mock-ups and the solutions?
Okay. Do you mean these? Okay. Yeah, these were some examples.
Okay, I think that's it. I don't see any other questions. If anybody has questions, please uh type. Other than laptop, are we supposed to carry any other gadgets? No, only laptop is required. If you want, you can carry your phone. If you want to use your tablet, that's up to you. Anybody else? Any doubts? How to change the team code of the template?
So once you create a copy, you'll be able to edit the template. So you just need to double click on the pink rectangle and you'll be able to type in your team code.
Okay. Manita, I'm looking towards the end of the questions. You can look in the beginning if there's anything that we have missed. I don't think so. I've highlighted it in
Yes,
green.
ma'am.
Just check the first half. How to change the team code of the template? Okay, that is covered. Okay, are there any other questions, students? If there
Someone
are, please.
asked.
Hmm.
Someone asked where to write the 10 problems.
Hmm.
Okay, you don't have to write all your problems in the slide. There will be a Google Sheet provided where you can list down your problems and evaluate them against one another. So we'll explain more about this when we are covering that step on the day of the hackathon.
Gargi and Amog, please ask your doubt in the form.
Another person asked, what are stakeholders?
Okay, so stakeholders are just the users who will be using your product or the people who are facing the problem that you're talking about. So if I'm looking at agriculture, then my stakeholders will be farmers.
See, somebody's still asking, just Arnav, have you not seen the questions that I've shared? Is it required to make a real model?
If you feel it's possible, then we encourage you to create real models and prototypes like we're sharing on the screen right now. If it's not possible, then you're free to sketch them out.
Hello, Manita, were you able to hear her?
Yeah, I heard her.
Okay, I think some issue from my end. Where to submit the 1 minute video? Lekha, we have explained this. You will be submitting it later. Please don't worry about it now. We will tell you. You will be submitting it later to us in school on Sunday if you're in North Campus. What is the first thing your team will do after the theme is announced? What is the answer for this?
So you'll be getting a toolkit that you'll be looking at, and you'll be trying to find out some problems which you can address. That is the first step.
Okay. In Canva, can we make the slides having different run times?
Yes, you can. You can just change the duration of each slide by clicking
What
on
is
it.
the maximum number of slides allowed?
It's recommended to just keep it to six. That is just one slide per step.
How to make prototypes?
So you can make models with whatever items you have laying around. You can use paper, pencil, sticks, whatever you
Amog,
have.
you're raising your hand. Please type on the Google form. Arnav, if your doubts are cleared, you can leave. Dhyan, Vivan, Anusha, those whose doubts are cleared, we can wind up the session. If you have doubts, please ask. Advait, Ayush, Nishka, Nivedita, 43 of you are still on the call. Please, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave for today. Shreya, Shreyansh, Euro School Chimney Hills, yes, you're required to bring laptop on Monday and Tuesday because your event is on Monday and Tuesday for Chimney Hills. Yes. Rajesh, any doubts? Amog, why are you raising your hand? What is the doubt? I can't see any doubt in the form.
Ma'am, I kept my doubt in the form. I have
Okay, then
kept it.
lower your hand, no? Vivan, Dhyan, your doubts are cleared, right? You can give a thumb if your doubts are cleared, guys. Okay, then you can wind up for today. Dhyan, Vivan, Rishi, Saket, Shreyansh, Shravya, because I don't see any other doubts in the form. Ma'am, I think we can wind up. There are no doubts.
Okay.
We have covered all
Okay.
500 questions.
Okay, then if there are no other doubts, we can just wind up. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, everyone.
everyone.